top of each other, and if they are, well, you deserve it.
He is going to be unkillable, but it might just be irrelevant, like you said, because of the split pushing.
As well as, obviously, PSG have good ways to sort of get into the back line. They can start up a fight with Woody and his Ornn ult, and Twisted Fate's going to be able to teleport wherever he wants. Maple's going to be able to jump. Janjia can jump. It isn't the easiest job for Lil V or 116 to find a safe place in these team fights, but they do have a lot of damage.
Yeah,
if one of them gets focused down,
line.
Exactly, their front line in the Nautilus of the Malphite are going to be able to tank up a lot, but ultimately, Kongyue, 116, and Lil V all have champions that can take over a team fight. It's just really up to Ryu and Char9 to find the angle to start them.
Yeah. It's probably a lot of pressure on Char9. You don't want to be initiating with Malphite ult.
Yeah.
Not at this level of play.
Unless there's just some absolute fumble. Or you found yourself a nice TP ward as well.
Obviously, these guys will keep track of flashes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be rare you'll get a chance to Malphite ulti Betty when he doesn't have his flash up. PSG are just a little bit too good for that.
Sometimes PSG do a little bit of happy gaming. Hook lands there, level 1. Should be a good trade onto Woody, but he isn't going to be too phased, of course. Bit of healing will come out of Betty. And
actually Conqueror on the Zeri. She did like lethal tempo. I didn't think Conqueror would be the replacement.
I mean, what else would it be? Fleet?
Yeah, you could go Fleet. You could go PTA. But goes for the Conqueror. We'll see how it plays out. I think this is third unique carry we've seen Lil V on now. The split.
It was Smolder. What's the second one?
Maybe Varus?
Yeah, I don't remember game 2. Unfortunately, sort of both their games was a lot of looking at top.
Yeah. Yeah, and they got into very good spots.
Yeah, especially 116.
Last week, yeah.
A very, very talented mid laner.
Yeah, we thought they were going to win game 1 against Frank last week.
But Young, you know, he worked his magic. Anyway, see what they can do here. PSG are not going to be too easy to deal with. The good thing is, like, I'm not sure what PSG's schedule is, of course, but, you know, there's a chance that being the team that did have to go over to MSI, finished up to MSI, had a good performance, and had a little bit of a break. Obviously, otherwise, you don't want to burn yourself out heading into Split.
Yeah.
Because Worlds is the ultimate goal, and it's a realistic goal that this team could achieve a really high placement. So
yeah, absolutely.
Might be a bit rusty coming into the first week of the Split, and hopefully West Point can punish that.
Speaking of punished,
this is another problem with champs like Malphite. It's pretty hard to survive. It is going to cost his flash, and Gia takes another tower shot.
Yeah.
No one in the vicinity though. Kongyue on the bottom side. Ryu is going to get stunned up, is going to go down, and that is something that neither one of us picked up on, but TF gold card into an Italy spear.
Yeah. It's a ranged Renekton Nidalee. 4 CS on this Malphite now. He might not be as unkillable as I've anticipated.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, that felt... I don't know what you're supposed to do if you're Ryu there. I think
maybe you don't want Arcane Comet. You probably want to go down the Domination tree as your primary. Okay. And then maybe go something like Inspiration to try and get some extra healing through. And maybe. To look for those, some Bickies even maybe.
Yeah, it felt
might
like
not have made the difference. But
yeah, it felt like he could die from full HP there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a pathing. Pathing has to be different. Yeah,
it might. Yeah, it could also just come down to jungle. I think. Yeah, maybe Kongyue realizing there's an Italy Twisted Fate up against such a mobile champ like a Malphite. Maybe you have to path up there and protect him for the first few levels until he is tanky enough to not really care.
Is still Malphite at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So he's going to be fine, especially if he can just maintain this CS deficit.
He was able to teleport back and get a bit of that wave. So
yeah.
And honestly, Twisted Fate shouldn't ever really be killing Malphite, solo at least. It's not the easiest champ to run down. Obviously, the movement speed that he gains from his Q.
Either 1116 continues to play like a man possessed, or this matchup is not as Tristana favored as it was initially with the AP Corki, because yeah, he is just Valkyrieing onto this Tristana.
Yeah, that was very risky though. I like the baiting. I think he realizes jungler's there. Yeah. They probably do win the 2v2 if Maple were to jump forward.
Yeah, it's a very believable bait too. I'm impressed Janjia didn't go for it, because that is how 1116 has been trading in this lane. even when Tristana has all her spells up, he's happy to just Valk forward.
I'm even more surprised Junjie didn't go for it, considering Betty was making his way to the mid lane.
Yeah. They must have just smelled something. Probably very good jungle tracking. Knew exactly where Talia was going to be.
Yeah, better jungle trackers than I, that's for sure. Char now up here as well, maybe looking to try and offer some support to Ryu as this massive minion wave will once again crash at his tower. Kongwei and Char will be able to stop any attempt at a dive, although PSG instead, their focus is on these Rift Mites, but hold up, Archie's going to pop the Ghost. There is 3v3 about to occur in this top side. Needs a mid lane joining, but the support, jungle, and top all in battle. Gold card does go through. Char now is getting pretty low, but should be completely fine to get out. Actually, is going to have to flash. Kongwei now being the focus. Nice flash from Betty. Gets himself out. The root's not going to connect as Kongwei does use the flash to get himself out of there as well. And through will come this Destiny. Junjie gets one, and he will also flash. Kongwei as well. Does it go down? Junjie looking for something fancy there with the spear into the smite. Won't connect, but Char9, he has no flash. He is a Nautilus, but he's going to get stunned. He's going to get spared, and he's going to get executed. Junjie picking up 4 kills now, only 7 minutes in.
And somehow this 3v3 top lane turns into a 3-man tower dive. They dived 3 people on the side of West Point, and West Point just couldn't do anything. Not level 6 yet on the Malphite. Otherwise, that fight would be perfectly fine for them. I'm not even sure what went that wrong. I guess PSG just have much stronger champions at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think I need to look at a replay. It feels like something had to have gone very awry for it to have gone that poorly.
We're going into the replay now. So Aja looks straight up dead here. Yeah, he hits the Ghost. And then Cha... Oh, and he kites them up. So Cha is never able to hook Aja at any point here.
Misses the hook as well.
Misses the wall. And then Junjie has landed his first spear. He lands so many spears throughout this play. Because he lands this one as well. And then he actually makes the dive possible, I think, by landing another spear at the very end onto Ryu as well.
Damn.
And yeah, he's just landed 3 spears. Long-range spears. I mean, that will win you a fight this early into the game.
Misses one.
Yeah, misses one.
I think you can accept that.
Yeah, goes for the cheeky smite the creep Q through it.
Also good tanking again.
Yeah, that was... They had Aja walk up and hit the Nautilus. The hook didn't actually hit him, but Betty smacked him before the gold card landed, so Betty was going to be tanking even if Nautilus CC'd the Twisted Fate.
Yeah, extremely well played, and now we have a massive problem, and that problem is going to be Junjie. I'm glad we touched on the fact it'll be exciting to see him play in Italy specifically. And so far, we are being proven to be correct.
Yeah.
Both junglers, same side of the map now. We might even see some action down the bot side as Dragon's going to be started up by Junjie.
Yeah, it's not an insurmountably big Nidalee.
Yeah, it's going to be rough.
Yeah, it's going to be hard, though, especially if he plays it well. That's kind of the thing with Nidalee. You know, if you miss the spears, it kind of doesn't even matter if you're fed.
Yeah, you do have a cheat code in Aja auto-attacking someone and stunning them.
Yeah, and Junjie and Aja have such good synergy that I think they will be fine.
Charles the Hex Flash, would he though? I mean, do you really want to target down the Ornn? You might have been able to kill him. He does only have the healing available from Betty until Junjie would have been able to get down, but...
Yeah, it feels like PSG just know, though. Talia is here again. Just like the mid lane play, and PSG are not biting at all.
Hex Flash, gonna land the hook, but what fast reflexes out of Woody. Root connects, and this is going to be the depth charge, but no follow-up to be had, and it is going to be PSG coming out better off in that instance again.
Yeah, and it's just 2 ults down for West Point. Nothing used on the side of PSG.
I must say, while things haven't worked out just yet, I am liking the proactivity from West Point. They're not just sort of sitting back and hoping for a mistake. They know that PSG are pretty clean in general, and they're actually looking to sort of make some punishing moves where they know Junjie is not on the map, and unfortunately it hasn't quite worked out, but it was like one of those practice makes perfect things. The more they try, the better it's going to be.
It doesn't feel like they made a lot of mistakes. They just made that top lane, they lost that top lane play, and the game feels so hard now.
Yeah.
just because of how one-sided it was and all the kills going to Nidalee.
Yeah, but on that note, Riders, if they find a fight away from, I think specifically Twisted Fate and Nidalee, they actually are pretty even still, and so looking for that play bot lane again makes a lot of sense. Unfortunate it wasn't able to work out. But here we are again. Ryu does have Flash, does have Unstoppable Force available, does get stunned. Spear's going to connect. You do have to be careful with this dive, though.
Yeah, next gold card will kill him if people don't rotate up here from West Point. I think...
Yeah, we do have Weaver's Wall available for Kongyue where he is. Char9 also here, so with that, play is going to fizzle. Now, Ryu, though, of course, is going to feel a bit of the heat here, being that he is quite low up on this top side.
Yeah, so that is first item completed now for 1116. He might just be the strongest person on the map at the moment on this Corki, because no item yet on Nidalee.
Yeah, Junjie has been sitting on these items for a long while, so once recalled, we'll probably have an item and a half, probably.
I think you could have maybe tried to fight these grubs while you had people up here, if you're West Point.
Maybe.
Just because you've got a full item on Corki, he's up a base on Maple.
You would have had to have sent Ryu home earlier, though, because he was very low, and you would have had to teleport to the play.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't work out anyway. Void Grubs and then PSG straight back to business.
And Junjie is not going to recall. Unstoppable Force comes out. Azi is very, very low, and Ryu might have been able to look for the kill. Knows, though, that if he did so, would have been committing to himself also going down, but...
Yeah, but he's definitely... pressure back. Yeah, he's definitely killed the dive, any hope of a dive. Even without his ulti, probably just too difficult now.
Lich Bane now completed for Junjie, so...
Wow, okay, 1-on-6 is just in isolation winning this matchup. So that is something to keep in mind for the new Corki.
Yeah, strong trades with that Emax Armor Shred along with the Lethality and Halo Blades. Honestly, probably just wins throughout the game if he's winning this early, because later on it just almost crits you. You pretty much kill someone within the Halo Blades proc.
Yeah, you really do. I think there may be a point in the game where Tristana's got Blade of the Ruined King, maybe 2 items, and she's stronger than Corki, but probably...
Tristana does not build Blade of the Ruined King. Kraken Slayer.
Oh yeah, sorry, those look like Blade items. Yeah, Kraken Slayer, maybe 1 item, 2 items. Trist is a little bit stronger if they're even, but feels like 1-on-6 is pulling ahead a little bit.
Almost by virtue of... Obviously, he is doing well in his lane, but just...
Lethality,
items
2600.
Yeah, they're just way cheaper.
Though he hasn't really, materialized his lane advantage into a CS lead or this item advantage into a team fight win or anything like that.
Yeah, and unfortunately he is going to be, while having so much pressure, denying Maple from really doing anything on the map, but the map's kind of fallen apart from the top side.
Yeah.
As well as Ginger's just able to do whatever he likes, being this strong as the Nidalee. The only real chance they have to fight against it kind of is if 116 is able to join while Maple's having to deal with resetting his minion waves or...
Yeah, so I wonder if you're West Point, if you have enough damage to Nautilus ult this Nidalee and just commit everything to killing it.
I think the problem is, to get into range of Ginger, you kind of have to commit your flash, to which he probably just flashes and then...
Yeah, he can flash, Cougar form, W, and make a lot of distance.
Yeah, and then there just won't be follow-up and...
But I feel like you have to do it before Zonya's. Oh, here we go.
Flash forward. Yeah, we found our way onto Junji. He's going to get knocked up. Going to have everything thrown at him. Through will come a shield coming out of Betty, and Betty's going to be jumped on now. It's going to be 1 kill at least going over to Lil V. Or will it? Yes, only just Maple now on the other side, as well as RJ. Are going to find 116. Woody flashes forward, gets the auto attack off. Now all things come down to a 3v3. Both carries dead for PSG, but RJ and Junji certainly are not. Stun comes through. That's going to commit the spear as well. 2,000 health now on this dragon. As it goes down, it's going to be Junji getting the stolen dragon for himself, as all of PSG do walk away, as well as West Point. The 2-for-2 trade, but it's the dragon found for PSG.
Yeah, I think West Point really found an ideal engage there straight onto Junjia, but once they couldn't finish him and the fight ended up in that 3v3 situation, 4-0 Nidalee is always going to win.
Yeah, a lot of healing, right?
Those skirmishes, yeah. And Twisted Fate was still up too, so this engage was impeccable.
How does Junjia live?
Char9, yeah, that was amazing, but really well-timed flash from Junjia. Dodges out of the Corki Q, which probably would have killed him. Betty is just way out of position to try bail out Junjia, though. And he goes down. Traded kills. on the other side. So it ends up being 3v3 at this point, and you just can't do anything. The 3 champions you have here as West Point do nothing into Nidalee Twisted Fate.
Yeah, and Junjia back to full HP is going to be able to just get this smite. I'm almost surprised that there wasn't further follow-up, but I guess it is risky running into a Talia as well as a Zeri, so they choose to back away, but it is yet another win on the map for PSG. Red buff looks like it was secured by Kongyue on the bottom side there, though.
Yeah, PSG never seem interested in getting the maximum or winning quickly. They're happy to win, and they win very cleanly, which has to have you worried if you're West Point. I think against a lesser team, maybe Nidalee goes down there, and that is a much more one-sided fight. But yeah, somehow Junjia lives with nothing but a Lich Bane in his flash.
Yeah. And really, the power that he has already by having that Lich Bane prior to the fight proves to be very, very advantageous. Just the healing coming through actually is what allowed him to come back and look for that dragon, putting them now to a 2-0 lead in terms of those dragons. So quickly stacking up to what they hope is their Mountain Soul.
Yeah, 2 dragons, 6 Void Grubs, 4 kills is about all you can ask from your Nidalee. So I'd say the pick has been very successful this game.
Absolutely. But honestly, I don't think either team necessarily outscales that hard. Yes, I think PSG slightly would outscale, all things considered. Just, Senna, as well as, Ornn, Senna, Tristana are all very scary in the late game. The Nidalee kind of will fizzle out a little bit, as it does just get harder and harder for her to get through that front line. And obviously there is a lot of deny that can come through from Kongyue. Here we go again. Yeah. They're not actually going to look for the die. I kind of like this, where they're not really committing. They're just chunking a large portion of health away from you. He doesn't have any magic resist items, so it is truly heading unstoppable force, but it is going to be Zhonyaed away. Junjia is completely fine now. Does jump out of that shard as Kongyue's the focus. Through will come the Destiny. Where is RG going to arrive? He's running on in, gets the gold card, but it's not going to be onto that Talia, but instead it was onto 116, who does survive, but the same cannot be said for the Malphite and the Nautilus here for West Point, as RG still looks aggressive, and Rift Shield is down. Lilvi and 116 trying to stop any forward progression here. The Rift Shield does crash. Down will go this inner turret in the bottom side. It's 5 men strong on PSG, still marching down this bottom lane. 600 health on the Rift Shield. Maybe gets the crash. Chooses to just drive it into a wall instead, and now will back away. But another win yet again for PSG as they slowly march towards every single objective on the West Point side of the map.
Yeah, and this is why that last play was so tragic, because Junjia has Zhonya's now. He becomes so much more difficult to kill. And this is the problem with Malphite in a professional environment. You're ulting one person usually, and they're getting out of it, and then you're just dead meat in the middle of a fight. Once the Malphite ult is Zhonya's, Malphite's just always dead.
Very surprised RJ didn't just gold card Kongyue there.
Yeah, the Talia. Yeah. Could have been a misclick. Could have thought maybe Talia was going down anyway. He does have a Tristana.
Oh my god. That should have been the rocket jump reset, but Maple wisely doesn't jump into 116, who might very well be able to near on one-shot him.
Yeah, incredibly disciplined all game, PSG. Feels like they've never fought without numbers, at least even numbers.
It's RJ, the biggest benefactor of this game, and all that obviously being the passive. So
yeah, TF passive, bunch of towers taken down,
6 assists.
Yeah, this Malphite does not look anywhere near unkillable yet. Is going to force some LDRs out pretty early, so it should be LDR next for Maple.
Yeah, the problem he's faced with is that he gets gold carded, takes a spear, and that's half his HP.
Yeah,
because he can't really get magic resist into his build.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate that the Nidalee's the one fed for the Malphite anyway. Because you can't with the straight face build any magic resist this game. Maybe
Jaksho, I think you could get away with. Obviously the amplification's nice on the armor, and you kind of do need some magic resist considering the strength of this Nidalee as things stand. Third Dragon of the game potential here for PSG, but it is going to be West Point starting it up. Stun comes through, knock up onto Lilvi, who's 1 HP, but has gotten away for now. Arjit does have Destiny. Flash away, will the Zeri. On the bottom side of the fight, though, it is going to be 1 kill found for 116, but 2 on the other side as Arjit continues on forward. 116, he's looking for the kill, but it's Arjit with the fancy feet. The flash will allow for that kill to come through, but Maple will clean out the team fight, and it's the ace for PSG as they continue their dominance over game number 1.
Yeah, Aja made great use of all his gold in that team fight. He found his way onto Kongyue and Lilvi and just 2v1'd them in the backline. Ornalt helped him out a little bit, and then he ends up getting 1116's flash, and the Corki dies. So about as much as you could hope for from your Twisted Fate.
Yeah,
Third Dragon now.
Yeah, third Dragon and the mid lane
so
and the tower.
just watch Aja this fight. He's ghosted already. He's stunned the Zeri, and I mean, it was a spear that hit Little V here.
Oh,
I was wondering what did all this damage.
Fantastic Ornalt too.
Yeah, everyone played this fight impeccably from PSG, but this Twisted Fate is so strong.
Nice bit of damage there.
Yeah. Yeah, the kill is able to be barely traded back. Aja somehow getting a flash here as well is incredible.
The TSM.
Yeah. Forever flashing the TSM.
Now, coming back to what should be a little bit of a quiet period, although Kongyue still doing what Talias do, hanging out near a wall out of vision to try and look for a flick, but Seismic Shove was not to be landed there.
Yeah, staring down this PSG lineup.
Like
What are you
West Point
supposed to do?
Grouping up as 5, trying to just force a fight somewhere before Maple could make any headway down the bot side, but PSG, they're very good at playing the map, and they realize when it's not their turn to be going places they don't have vision of, and so wisely back off. Maple as well, seeing the dissipation of that 5-man squad of West Point, has gone back out of vision now to give a bit of uncertainty back over to West Point.
I want to see how tanky Woody is. I want someone to hit him.
Tankier than Ryu is, I'll tell you that for free.
Yeah, that is a certainty.
Got the upgraded Frozen Heart.
Oh, that is very annoying for a Zeri and a Corki.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Woody's taken much damage in this coming team fight, assuming West Point do fight.
Especially considering his item that isn't Frozen Heart is just magic resist, so Blue will come around. Fantastic ult! It's 4-man ult! And if there's one way back into a game like this, it's Malphite. That is a clean team fight find. Kongyue does go down, but it's only Maple left, as Ryu may have had a rough early game, but truly just came alive.
Out of nowhere, he's landed, what was it, a 4-man Malphite ulti.
Onto everyone that was there.
As you prophesized. And that's gotten his team the Baron. Maple has taken mid-inhib. You do not care about that in the slightest if you've just gotten the Baron. And yeah, I mean, 3 members of PSG banished at the beginning of that fight. That is going to be a beautiful replay to watch. I don't think 1116 was even here at the start of the fight. He actually
teleported in
TPs
after it ended,
So Cha just hex flashes in to follow up this 4-man Malphite ultimate with a 3-man Nautilus ult. And what is the counterplay at this point? PSG just funneled in after a very disciplined game from PSG. Woody actually did the most damage that fight.
Yeah, stayed alive for a long time.
He took someone out at the end, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He did. He was able to get Kongyue. Ridiculous. But still, nice find. West Point now, they have the Baron. I don't think they're going to be getting a lot done with it, but it does extend this game on a little bit longer, as it would have almost certainly been PSG able to get it, if not, so. Yeah,
this could be one of those games where we see a negative Baron power play, but it is still very advantageous to get this Baron. And I think it's almost a bonus that your mid inhibitor is gone once Baron is off the map.
Yeah, free farm pretty much coming in constantly in this mid lane is going to be really good for Lil V, especially, to be able to pick that up. Of course, is now sitting at 3 items, so very, very strong is this Zeri in his own right.
Yeah, as long as you can clear creeps fast enough, the wave won't be too far out of the way either. It'll just be in the mid lane, which you want to be standing in to contest this coming dragon. 1 minute on Soul. I already think Woody is probably too tanky. We don't need to see Mountain Soul on him. I don't think West Point want to anyway.
No, and now all of a sudden it is going to be Lil V very, very close behind Maple in total gold. 5k is the overall advantage, but the top end of that is not very far split.
Yeah, the carries are looking pretty even. Kongyue is just chasing Maple.
Yeah.
He catches him, but...
Weaver's wall did come through, but wasn't really able to safely continue on that chase. Through will come Call of the Forge God, though. It should land onto Char. Does. Knockout comes through, but he is able to buffer it with that dredge line and takes a bit of damage. Not really all that much offered back to Woody, but it is a massive cooldown now down. I'm not exactly sure of the precise cooldown, but it definitely won't be back up in time for this dragon.
Yeah, I think PSG are trying to bait an early teleport out of this Malphite, but West Point don't bite and hold on to their TP. I think Malphite just wants to walk down to this fight.
Yep, realizes that the teleport is really, really crucial in a game like this.
Yeah.
Tristana is able to just end this game almost immediate flash forward. Char, though, misses the dredge line. This is not going to be good. Woody's tanking up and a lot of damage coming through on the back end. Everyone really on West Point losing about a quarter of their HP. Ryu as well, very, very low. Gold card comes around to 116. What kind of Malphite ult can be found? No one stacking up. Maple is going to get knocked up, but no follow-ups coming through. Gold card lands, flash away from the Malphite. 116 is on just a slither of HP as Kongyue puts out the scattered earth to try and get himself out. Teleport now coming through. It's going to be Maple coming back from his recall. Another gold card connects. It's going to be Arja picking up the kill there onto Kongyue's Talia. Welcome back to the PCS, Kongyue, but you and your team are going to lose game number 1. It's a 3v5, attack speed steroids available, and a lot of damage onto these towers as Maple starts to target down Nexus Tower number 1. It does go down. Call of the Forge God back off the cooldown. It's going to be Lil V knocked up, but he is safe. Knockup comes through again, and Junjie confirms himself yet another kill. And just like that, both Nexus Towers and the Nexus will be taken out. It's 27 minutes. It was a very exciting game number 1, but PSG come back to the PCS with style.
Yeah, no need to worry about Soul. They get 2 kills and decide to just end the game. Ends up only taking them 26 minutes. There was a speed bump there, though you couldn't really tell if you were looking at just the end game screen.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fantastic Malphite ult found in the middle of the game to give West Point a bit of hope. They got the Baron, but ultimately they were pretty far behind. Admittedly, not their carries, but that kind of wasn't the point. You saw at the end there, it wasn't really the carries not doing damage that was the problem.
The tanks just dying.
Yeah, Woody was just not even nearly as